base the kind of slightly geeky way. So just as a context, what is a knowledge base, or it's a wiki, a personal wiki, or your notes? What makes a knowledge base is it's more than one document. It's multiple documents normally woven together. Classic, user-friendly version today is something like Notion, and you basically have documents. You can reference other documents. You can have a database. Now you can do everything you want to do in Notion. I'm going to talk to here for a moment. You can do everything actually you want to do in Notion in an open source or more open framework, certainly open format. And that open format is Markdown. À tout à l'heure.
Je vais manger, je reviens.
And basically, Markdown is the lingua franca. So like Motion will store some storage documents in some kind of JSON format in its backend. So you're going to use Markdown, and you're going to use basically local disk rather than store in the cloud. But you're going to be able to do two things that are still you want for Notion. One is you're going to use Git. Probably it's the synchronization system. And that, again, is open source, super powerful for basically recording changes and synchronizing between machines. And nowadays with AI, what's even great is you don't need to know Git at all. You can just tell your AI how to commit, push, pull, whatever. And the other thing is you're going to use something potentially called Flowershow, which is if you want to publish the site for other people to see. So a bit like Notion has a website, or you can just, even Notion is good enough, you can just share the pages. You can publish your site. Now, but I want to start out with just how I would create a knowledge base for RML. Probably you might end up with a personal knowledge base, but let's do like RML at life itself for now, okay? So I'm just going to make a directory called RML for the moment on my local machine, okay? And I would probably actually end up, if I wanted to edit things, I'd probably use Obsidian because Obsidian is helpful. It's designed for making knowledge bases. But right now, I don't even do that. I'm just going to create a page, and it doesn't matter that I'm writing with the command line tool, but it just, I want to say like RML's knowledge base. Now at some point this is almost a practice because you'll migrate to some more common knowledge base we have. But let's say this is where I store useful information for my work with life itself. Yeah? Okay. And to be honest, I'm just making something up to go in this document. It really doesn't matter. And I'm calling it README, which is a kind of slightly geek thing, but basically it's your root document. So let's add that. I need to probably get in it this. Let's even do this. Let's try, like I was just using AI here. So yes, I trust this folder. Okay, and I'm going to dictate using something called Whisperflow. I say, please can you just commit the README that's in this repo. So it's going to commit the repo. So here I don't even need to know about Git. I mean, I could be doing this by hand where I'd be like git commit -m, add README or something like that. You don't have to even have a message to do commits, to be honest, but I'm doing messages at the moment. So it's going to go chomp away. Yeah, and we can see our folder is pretty boring at the moment. If I wrote it in the wrong place. No, I didn't mean to do that. So it's committed, okay? So if I did git log, you'll now see there's one commit message, okay? And now what I will do, I actually now do it from one moment. Please, I actually do this from the command line because I want to. So I'm going to do repo create. So basically that will create something on GitHub for me, okay? So I'm going to push the local repository, which is currently on disk. It's in the current folder. It's called RML. There, RML's. I don't even have to put this, but it's just helpful. It will show up on GitHub and like the description. I'll make it private. Everyone within Life itself can see it, but there we are. And generally, you should default to, at least in Life itself, there's almost nothing private, unless we're talking about someone's social security number or some other like really obviously private thing. Now we want to be respectful, we don't share it, but in general, we default to kind of transparency of sharing our documents a lot. So it's just going to do that, and it's pushed it. Okay. So if I wanted to open this, like it's going to open over here. It's because I'm not logged in. It's a bit annoying. So let me go here. It will show up. So great. You've got it on GitHub. There it is. You can now clone it. Now, let's, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Obsidian. I need to open my ML vault. So I'm going to open Vault, and I'm going to choose Open, and I'm going to choose ML. Here we are, my vault that I created earlier, okay? And here we are in Obsidian. I have a README file, which just says it's up. We've just created a knowledge base for ML. We put a couple of files in it. And so now she's set up, if she wants to create new files, she can just create a new node and all this kind of stuff and push and pull. And it's a little bit geeky, but what is great? Why would you want to do this versus Notion? Well, I want to just end on that. And I'm also talking to Amel, who's next to me. But essentially, there's a couple of things. So one is Markdown will always be around. Markdown is basically plain text, and it will be around in 10 years, 20 years, 2 years. But why that in itself, who cares? Like, you want to get on with work now. The realist reason is that because it's this standard open format, every tool works with it. So if you use Notion, Notion is amazing, but basically, if you want to use AI, you need to use Notion's AI. You need to pay them whatever they're going to pay you a month. And that ecosystem is amazing, but you're kind of locked into it and forever and ever. And in particular, you're locked into using a fairly limited set of tools. If those tools do what you want, amazing. But normally there's a limit. And for example, today, we're all familiar that there's amazing AI tools out there. Basically, if you want to use AI in Notion, you're going to use it through Notion's interface. You're going to be built in the way Notion want to build you. You're going to use the AI tools that they offer you. The cool thing is if you're using your own format like Markdown, first of all, AIs love Markdown. It's extremely efficient for them. They know how to write it. They know how to read it. It's amazing. But in particular, you can bring any AI you want. It's like you can use different AIs. You can use your favorite Claude one. It's perfectly designed for the command line, but it also works from a UI and so on. So it's like, and it's not just AI. If you want to do version control and you want to use Git, even if you don't know what Git is, your AI knows what it is, and that's perfect for syncing and backing up material. And there's like dozens more examples like that of what things can happen on the command line. For example, the CEO of Shopify, in this AI gold rush, he's had the time, he's built an entire little tool that works on the command line for querying documents like Markdown that you can integrate with your AI and make your AI super efficient at finding things and basically having memory in the form of your documents. So the advantage here is like basically when you use Markdown and you use a knowledge base based on Markdown and Git, essentially, you have something that is really adapted to using hundreds, dozens of different tools out there, and particularly tools that your AI knows about, is very efficient at using, is very powerful at using. So it's why Markdown is eating the world, metaphorically, and why Notion's days are probably numbered in a way compared to this. That's my hope anyway. Much as I love Notion, I want a world of open formats and freedom for users.